All right. Well, unapologetic talk here. What's going on, my boy Chucky? What's up, man? What's going on with you?
What's up, bro? Ain't nothing, man. Just enjoying all the festivities and everything that's been going on here over the weekend, the last couple of days. We finally got the king settled in to his destination, and
Yeah.
all of the rest of the dominoes will fall as they may. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that. Before we get started, though, everybody, I want you to like, subscribe, and share this page to you and your friends so we can help our page grow. So, yeah, man, yeah, you're right. I mean, that was a big domino to fall. And then now that he's done that, I've seen that KCP might get bought out, and then
Hmm.
he's looking to probably go over to the Philly as well.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see a lot of guys right now uh, starting to migrate over to Philadelphia because they know they have a good opportunity. And they're going a 1 year deal, veterans minimum, and try to shoot for the ring, try to help LeBron, accomplish something that no other player has accomplished.
And I thought that's the best place to go. When I look at all the top three, maybe it was there, Miami, Cleveland,
Mhm.
and the Warriors. I just felt that was the best place. I don't think we talked about it before. Miami don't have enough shooters. I just think the whole James Harden situation up there in Cleveland, I didn't think that would have been a good fit. Two ball dominant guards between him and Mitchell. And guys that have to play off the ball, not thinking that was a good one. And any team out west, I was against only because you don't have to go. You might not make it to the finals because you got to go through either Wemby or OKC. So I felt, the best thing for him to do to have a good opportunity would be to come to the West. I mean, come to the East, and I just think that's the best. That's the best fit because I think some of what we spoke before. How I looked at seeing our lineup, I'll put LeBron at the one and let Messi come off be the two because he's a scoring guard, and there's really no particular positions per se.
Right.
Let him run it, and then LeBron make the decision, get him a Brown the ball, and I just think Embiid just needs to be like a puzzle, just fit him in when you can, and try to preserve his body until the second half of the season.
Um, you know, I think Philadelphia has a really good chance of making it to the finals. But I don't think it's going to be an easy task. I think that it's going to be a situation where they're going to have to learn how to gel.
Mhm.
You got four or five superstars, guys that are used to having things a certain way. So, they have to learn to play with each other. And being that it's only one ball, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be the one that takes the back
Backseat.
seat, which one's
Yep.
is going to sacrifice, right? LeBron has kind of been in this situation before, when he was in Miami with Wade and Bosh. And, so he has the experience of doing this type of thing. The guys like Maxi, Embiid, Jalen Brown, those guys, they have not had the opportunity to be in this type of situation before. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And then you still got to look at guys like VJ Eshkom and making sure that you ain't
His son, his
snubbing
growth.
him and
Yep.
stunting his growth, right?
Yep.
So it's going to be a really, really interesting situation. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be an easy situation. A lot of people are giving Philadelphia the championship. I just don't think it's going to be that easy.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
And we'll see how it all shapes out. I think it was probably the best situation for LeBron at this juncture of his career. Like, just my opinion, I don't think LeBron James is the number one option anymore. I think
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
I think that he could be very, very useful in spurts. But at 42 years old, man, with all the miles that he got have on his body, and I'm sure, yeah, he's taking care of himself well, but it's still father time. Like, he's undefeated and gonna continue to be undefeated, right? So, you know, put him with some young cats, some guys that got high energy, some guys that can get the job done and get him to a certain place in the game to where he could kind of fill in and be the Swiss Army knife that they possibly could use. I think that Philadelphia would have been a championship caliber team even without LeBron. So, by them bringing him in is like kind of like the cherry on the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cherry on the cherry on the pie.
I could agree with you on that. How you think they should run him this year?
I mean, I think Embiid can kind of just do what he do and float. But here's the thing, man: these guys are so young, and their egos at some point in time could possibly come into effect, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All of these guys, Maxey was an all-star. Jaylen Brown was an all-star MVP. Embiid's a two-time MVP. He may be coming into the situation saying, hey, man, I'm feeling good right now at the beginning of the season. And other than LeBron, I'm the only two-time MVP in this league, you know? So I want to be the guy. So it's going to be a lot of factors and moving parts that's going into this stuff. And if they can put their egos aside, they stand a really good chance. If they can't, then I think it'll be really, really difficult. And obviously, you know, everybody's going to have to cruise and save themselves and not overexert themselves because injury is going to play a part in somebody's organization.
If it were me, if I was the coach, I will start Embiid to start him. I will start him.
Mm-hmm.
After about the first couple of minutes, I'll take him out and I'll make him basically my backup center the whole year until we get to
He ain't
midway of
gonna
the
go for it.
year. I
He ain't
mean,
gonna go for it.
but we got it. But the thing is about sacrifice. Say Embiid, we don't want you go ahead and busting yourself down. And when we need you, you will just your legs are gone, your knees are gone, and we can't have you.
Yeah. You,
You got
you,
to
you know,
sacrifice, bro. Give him about a good
you,
23, 25 minutes a game.
but you know what's interesting? Again, like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see what type of mindset these guys come
Yeah,
into the season with,
I agree. That's gonna be
right?
big.
You got guys out there that have personal goals. You know, they may be looking at it like, hey, man, we getting LeBron now. I'm finna amp my game up even more now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't taking it. Like, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what type of mindset these guys come into the season with. And I just don't think that Embiid is going to take the back seat as a two-time league MVP. But
How,
I could be I could be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. Um,
but how many
let
years
me see
far
how many
removed
times.
is he from his last MVP? It's got to be at least 3 years, at least. And I'm being
Yeah,
generous,
yeah. I think it's like three. I think because Shea just won the last two.
right? And actually, right. So Jay won the last two. Was Joker before him?
No, I think it might have been Embiid.
Okay, so if let's say about 3 years, but in that 3 year span, he has been a shell of himself. Just I mean, it's all about sacrifice.
Right.
Like, you and I spoke on another podcast about that. It's just about
Right.
sacrifice. But you're right. Them young dudes don't want to get their stuff off, and especially Escom. I know he's like, bro, this is going to be my second year. I don't want to digress, so I can understand him being a little bit worried about what his future may look like over the next 2 years. But I mean, if guys go through and play their role, LeBron's not going to. My personal opinion, I hope he's not thinking I'm going to go ahead and average 20 some points. If I can go ahead and average maybe 15 points, but maybe 8, 9 assists. Get them guys the ball and let them do their work. And like you said, when it comes maybe full court, that's where your wisdom come in. If it's a close game, some of the things he could teach on them. I just hope Embiid comes in healthy, body
Right.
feels a little bit better. But the way he is, you just have to
If
monitor that guy's minutes, man. You have
if
to.
Le,
You
if
need him. You
LeBron,
need him against. You need him against a Wemby if you make it to the finals.
right,
You need him.
right. If LeBron averages 15 points this year, that would be really, really amazing on this team. You know what I'm saying? Because Maxey shoots that ball a lot. Jaylen Brown is going to be doing his thing. You
Yeah,
know, it's going to be like it's going to be a really, really different season for a lot of those guys, right?
I agree.
Jaylen Brown just
100%.
carried the Celtics last year, and he was sixth in league MVP in the MVP race. He was six, and he carried them, right? So now and he's one of the guys. Like last year, he said, "Hey, man, this was the funnest year I had when he was the number one guy and looking good doing it." So now
Yeah,
you played him on the Philadelphia 76ers team, and he has to, instead of taking 25 shots, now take 15. Whew, that's a
that's a
bit. That's a
that's
big. That's a big drop off. You know
it
what I'm
is.
saying? So
That's
now you got to
10%
be.
less shots.
Now you got to be efficient, right? Hey, and another thing about that team too is like when you watch the Philadelphia 76ers play in years past, Embiid spent a lot of time on the perimeter.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? So now you bringing in another all-star perimeter player that's going to clog up the outside. So it's a lot of dynamics that's going to play into this thing. They got 82 games to figure it out and try to get some type of chemistry. and get some type of formula, championship formula, and we'll see how it works out.
I got another question for you in regards to like
Hmm.
all this. The people talk,
Hmm.
Charles Barkley, one of them, but guys say he's stacking his team or he's going to good teams, and I'm like, well, do you want him to say, okay, I'm staying around for 2 years. My last 2 years, I'm 42. I'm gonna take my talents to the Sacramento Kings and let's go see what do you think a guy? I can understand if he's 25. He's
Right.
40. So why is I don't understand why guys like Barkley's you went to Houston with Clyde and you try to do it towards the end of your career. What's wrong if him
Um,
going at the end of his career? It's not like he's going to the end.
bro, bro, let's be honest, man. We're talking about LeBron James. Like with LeBron James, there is no in between. There is no in between. Either you love him or you hate him, right? The LeBron James lovers are gonna say, "Yeah, man, he went to the best team for him, and why not go and put yourself in a position to where you could possibly win another championship?" And then his haters are gonna say, "Well, hey, man, there you go again. He putting himself and stacking his team again." So, I just think that really, in all honesty, LeBron James got 1, maybe 2 years left. Just appreciate the guy.
That's all I
Appreciate what
say.
he's appreciate what he's done. Appreciate what he's brought to the game. Appreciate the work that he's put in while he's been in this game. You know, hey, again, the haters are gonna say, well, if Jordan, those guys didn't have an opportunity to do that, right? And then the lovers are gonna say, well, hey, he got an opportunity to win a fourth championship on 4 different teams. Nobody's ever done that. But at the end of the day, man, that man has worked hard to put himself in a position where he can go wherever the hell he want to go. And if he wanted to go to Philadelphia and play for the 76ers, that's his right. If he wanted to go to Miami, he could have went there. Hell, if he wanted to go overseas, he could go over there if he wanted to. Let the man be.
I agree, and I just don't. The thing I don't understand with players, former players talk is like it's evolution. When you guys played, free agency wasn't the thing, so you did that wasn't big in the 90s.
Right,
There was not much money in free agency. You think Pippen would have stayed on the Bulls, being the fifth highest paid player on a team where he's probably the second most important player on that team? He wouldn't have, because
right.
another team would have said, "Hey, I'm a double what you make it." It's a different time has evolved. I don't understand why people can't adjust to that. Because I don't think Dr. J was
I
saying,
just,
"Man, you guys game is whack in the 90s. My game, he was them
I,
guys
I,
weren't saying that."
I just think that you know a lot of people just feel like certain things are unfair. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Like it don't whatever LeBron James does, it don't take away the greatness of Michael Jordan.
Not
It
at
don't
all.
take it don't take away the greatness of the great Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant. It don't take away the greatness of Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and all them guys. Hey man, it's a new day. Regardless of how you feel, LeBron James is the GOAT for Gen Z. Period. I don't care how you look at it. Right? For me, my GOAT is gonna be Michael Jordan. I don't give a damn how many championships LeBron James get. I don't care. He can have 7 championships and he can be the leading scorer in the league. And Michael Jordan is my GOAT. I wouldn't give a damn what he do.
I really wish we could keep it as eras, which will never be, but I don't know why we have to have it for the one overall. I think it should be eras because everything's changed. Rules change, gameplays change, players change. It's
Hey
not,
man.
we don't have big men like they
There,
had back in the night. Everything has changed, but for some reason, it's got to be a one. And
there- there's a reason why there's a Mount Rushmore. On Mount Rushmore, there's 4 people. There's 4 guys, right? Each one of those guys were considered to be the best of their era or their generation. So let it be, man. I don't really get into that. I do want to see um, how Philadelphia is going to approach the season. I do want to see if those guys can put their egos aside and and try to come together for one common purpose. That's going to be interesting to see. And if they can do that, because I got a whole different visual than maybe most people, right? So LeBron James went to the Miami Heat in 2000 what? 2011, 2010,
2011, yeah, around that.
2011. And that was when he was at his best. That was when he was the king,
Right.
right? They didn't win a championship. And he played with Chris Bosh. and he played with Dwayne Wade, and he played with some other really good pieces, guys that end up helping them win championships years later. But they didn't win a championship when he first got there. So, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Like, I think people are kind of putting the cart before the horse, thinking that, oh, Philadelphia is for sure going to win it because New York's going to have something to say about that. Oklahoma City's going to have something to say about that. The San Antonio Spurs going to have something to say about that. And all of these other teams that have gotten better, throughout the draft and throughout free agency. So we'll see.
When do you think they're going to schedule? You think it's going to be opening night game or Christmas game? Because they want them ratings. So which one you think? Because they're going to want to put Philly versus Celtics.
I would put the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Boston Celtics on Christmas Day,
Christmas Day.
just like they did back in '05 when Shaq played Kobe.
Oh, Kobe.
You
All
know what I'm
right.
saying? I would, I
Where is
would, I
that?
would
Is it
put
in
that.
Philly or is it in Boston?
I would put it in Boston.
Boston. Hell yeah.
I would put it in Boston.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I would make that the first game of the year that they play against each other.
Okay. Okay. Save it up until then. Save all the
Yeah,
hype up
like
until
y'all
then.
don't get a chance to see each other, no none of that until Christmas Day, just
Hey,
like Shaq and Kobe did.
I tell you what, I'll be telling Brown before that game, you better sleep good, boy, because we going to feed you. I know you want to go also.
Oh man, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, and look, and that'll be the great thing. Like games like that'll help them come together too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
Because hey man, we know we playing you playing against your former team, and we know you want to have a good game. And guess what? We want you to have a good game.
Yeah,
Here you
yeah.
go, big fella. Here you go. Get your rocks off
Let him go.
and let
Let
him
him go.
go.
Yeah, that's going to be a game. That's going to be a game for sure. Well, how much pressure do you think Tatum's going to feel? I mean, we know he's going to be under pressure, but how much pressure do you think he's going to actually feel knowing that what happened last year, the eyes are going to be on him because I've been getting commentary from people up in Boston, man, and they own him up there. They are
Well,
on him big time up there in Boston.
there are
Because they
two
felt
teams
they,
in.
they felt he should have spoke up to try to keep Brown, and they felt that he actually was kind of okay with Brown being gone or being traded, and they felt that he was too quiet throughout that whole process, and they're killing him up there on sports radio right now in Boston.
Well, if you had looked at the post that I put on the Instagram page, I said the same exact thing. I said it's kind of funny how you have not heard of one word from Jason Tatum.
You quiet.
And being that, you know, that's my road dog, somebody who I done been in the foxhole with, that I don't won championships with, and we've been a dynamic 1-2 punch, and then been destroying the league. For him not to say anything was kind of funny to me, right?
Yeah.
But you know, there's only two teams I think. Well, I'll say there's more than two teams, but when you're with the Boston Celtics, you're expected to win every year, right? Those people up there are crazy about their sports teams, the 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 New England Patriots, the Boston Red Sox, the Bruins, and them Celtics. They love them. And this championship or bust with those people. You know, for them to get rid of quote unquote Boston's favorite son for Tatum, especially a guy who's coming off of an
Great
Achilles
year.
injury,
Yep. Yep.
and
That's true.
and to have the season that they had last year, I think that he's going to be feeling some type of pressure. Like, but I want to see him. I want to see him come back and be 100%. I want to come. I want to see him come back and be the old Jason Tatum. And let's see what he got. If he can do that, I think he'll be fine. If he comes back, hobbling and he's lost a step, then the Celtics need to get off to a really good start this year. If they don't get off to a good start,
It's gonna be bad up there now.
after being in the second seed without him, and then they get rid of Jalen Brown, whew, it could be quite uncomfortable up there.
And don't let them be doing well if they are
Oh,
struggling.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, listen, people will lose their job for that.
Yeah, you starting with that boy Brad as much as they like him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, hey,
yeah,
listen, it's a thin line between love and hate, man. The hell with that. They want to win.
I agree. I agree with you on that one. Yeah, that's gonna be a good game because the schedule should be getting made soon. Because I think that's one of the big things Adam was waiting for that ball to
Mhm.
drop so they can make
Yeah.
the schedule. But I for some strange reason, I think they're going to put that an open night game. I think he wants. I think he's going to want to start the NBA off with a bang. Like, okay, let's have it.
Yeah.
Start it off with a bang. The Christmas thing sounds
But
good. You know what I think the Christmas thing is?
right.
Isn't the NFL trying to compete on Christmas Day too with some of their
No,
games?
no, Christmas, no. Football is played on Thanksgiving.
It's,
Cowboys play, the Lions play. They play every Thanksgiving.
but I know there's been NBA games that have been trying to be played
Christmas,
on some of them games, and
Christmas,
so
Christmas, Christmas is for the league, baby.
okay,
Christmas is for the league. So, you're gonna have all eyes on everybody. And, if they play the first game of the year, teams ain't gelled. Teams ain't really
yeah,
played with each
yeah,
other a long time. Like you'll get a better feeling and it'll be a lot better. It'll be a lot more heated, because by Christmas time, teams kind of know, okay, how they gonna start formulating themselves, you know, how they starting to gel a little bit. Okay, hey, you gonna be here, you gonna do this. All right, we know when we get to these situations, these guys are gonna be playing together. So
that's
if you
true.
let them marinate for a minute,
It's
they'll
gonna be
figure it
quick.
out and it'll be a lot better.
I can definitely get with that.
But
That's for
I'm
sure.
definitely gonna be watching it. Whichever, whether
Oh,
it's opening the game or whether it's Christmas, I'm on it.
I'll be locked in on that one, boy, for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
gonna be a high rated game on
Yeah.
that one.
I mean, that's been the talk of the summer. That was headlines. Really, that was the biggest story of the summer until, LeBron announced that he was leaving the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be some good commentary on that one. We definitely gonna have to do one on that for sure.
For sure. For
Mhm.
sure. For sure.
And what's some of the things on your mind over there with this coming up?
You know what? Like, I want to know your opinion on what do you think about the Ryan Clark situation and what ESPN has been doing or
All
has
right,
done?
I understand you're gonna make cuts. Some strange reason ESPN always does this. I just think it was classless that they did it that way to anybody but to Ryan Clark. You don't. If you know you're terminating me, don't have me go on air. And if you do, let me at least finish my segment. And then when I'm off and you go in to speak about whatever other subject, hey man, we're gonna part ways with you right now. But at the end of I even that's kind of terrible. But let me finish my damn segment. How you go to commercial, come back, and now I'm gone? Like that to me is just so unprofessional on ESPN's part. If you know you're getting rid of me, either tell me so I don't come to work, so I don't drive all the way there or commute all the way there. Let me finish my segment at the end of the day. Say, hey, this is gonna be your last day. Thank you for what you've done. I think that was so tacky, and I think he's the only one done that way. And I'm hearing reasons why people say it might have happened about comments that were made and all that. I
Um,
don't know how far true that is. I know ESPN tends to do this, some of it is I've been hearing that they're about to pay Pat McAfee this big old bag. He wants like $60 million a year. So they're looking at, cutting costs so they can pay him. Pat's like, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with me. But still, as far as the Ryan Clark thing, man, I think that was so tacky, man. ESPN, I don't even watch really ESPN that much no more anyway. But that's just tacky, bro. That's tacky. You don't do that. You don't do that.
hey man, when you on them people, when you're on their watch, anything's possible. Like I
Yeah.
heard from the other personality, Ocho, that they found out that they were fired via Twitter or via social media. So, you know, I guess that's the way ESPN has been doing things with former athletes and sports personalities over there. So, what do you think about I seen a clip of Asante Samuel. I don't know if he was bothered by Ryan Clark. He was saying that Ryan Clark was looking for a pity party instead of standing strong and standing firm and saying that, hey, he looks forward to the next chapter, and what it has to share. That Shannon Sharp, you know, wasn't crying when they released him, and Cam Newton ain't crying because he got released. He says he feels as though ESPN won by the way Ryan um, acted on his podcast, The Pivot, saying that he couldn't wait to get on the pivot and cry so that people could feel sorry for him. What do you think about that?
Well, I think first of all, I think there's probably some more underlying stuff that we don't know going on about that. So
Mm-hmm.
I put that out there. But Ryan had been there longer than Cam. So I'm not going to be like, well, Cam didn't do this, Cam didn't do that. Again, he was the only person on air doing his segment, and you cut him. Now, is Ryan going to use that a little bit on the pivot to get some more clicks? Because people want to tune in to see his side or what he's going to say. Maybe so. He's going to take advantage of it. I'm not saying he should or he shouldn't. That's not up for me to judge. But I just think that for him to say what he said, so I think it was tacky how they handled it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have did it a lot better. I think with Shannon situation, everybody knew Shannon was going to get fired. When when that tape came out and all that stuff, you kind of knew the writing was on the wall that he was going to be gone. So Shannon wasn't going to be looking for no. He got caught with that situation with the girl or whatever. The no, he that was a given. So I'm not really worrying about the Shannon Sharp thing. That's not the same. So I just think that there's probably some underlying between them two. And use it on his platform to get some clicks, and if that's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. I just still think it was tacky how they handle it. I think they're a big organization that could have did the business a little bit better than that. Because this is
Right.
what. So this is segues to players, and that's why I don't have a problem with players saying, "No, I want to go play here. I want to do this. I want to do that." Because you see how teams will do you, or you see how organizations do you. They'll cut you mid segment. Yeah, you're fired. Or it's messed up when players. I've seen situations where players are playing golf and their caddies on their phone say, "Hey man, you just got traded." Like, give me the respect to let me know first. Don't have me be found out on Twitter or my caddy coming up to me telling me I got cut or I got traded. That's, to me, is tacky. Have at least the
Well,
respect to call that player up and say, "Hey man, we're gonna cut you or we're gonna trade you." Especially if it's a guy that's been there in your organization for some time. Give him that. At least give him
and
that respect.
and we're athletes, right? So like athletes and coaches are used to receiving bad messages, right? Like, I mean, think about it. You're a coach. You get fired. Hey, man,
Yeah,
you get fired, right? Or you're a coach and you have to tell a guy that he's cut. He's not going to make a team, right? As an athlete, hey, man, you either got cut, you either getting released, or you just had a terrible injury. Hey, the doctor got to come in there and tell you, hey, bro, you got a
fit.
torn ACL or you got this, that, and the other. You're out for the year or you're done or you might not even play again. So we're used to getting the tough information, but like they say, man, like these guys, they don't handle business the way that they should, but they expect you to be loyal to them. So, it is what it is, bro. That's the price of doing business. You know what I mean?
I guess that's
Take the
what they
good with the
do say.
bad.
That's what they say because it's true. They damn sure want you to be loyal. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But hey, he gonna land on his feet. He got his pivot,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
I see anybody that goes on ESPN, use ESPN to your leverage. Because
Absolutely.
when there's time for you to do what they just did, they're gonna do it. So use it to
Absolutely.
your advantage. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So
Listen, there is no question that Ryan Clark will be fine. I mean, he's exceptional at what he does. He's very, very thoughtful. He knows his information. So he'll be fine. It's just a matter of, him figuring out where, he'll end up on another network.
yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, as long as he's talking sports somewhere, it doesn't matter. Or
Yeah,
even
I
if he don't
agree.
do anything, hey man, it may be an opportunity. Somebody coming in and throw a bunch of money at the pivot and let them create their own studio. Like
Yeah,
right now, this thing is wide open for everybody, man, and everybody has an opportunity and everybody has a platform. It's just about how you use it, and as long as you're educated about what you're talking about and you ain't up there being foolish, have at it.
yeah. I think and people genuinely mess with you.
Right.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, yeah, like you said, he'll land on his feet. He's doing all right. Pivot ain't going nowhere no time soon.